right, so recently we took a trip down to the valley. We stayed at a beautiful bed and breakfast there called the Inn at Chachalaca Bend. Yes?
It was a bread and breakfast?
It was a bread and breakfast.
They did make great bread there. They had incredible breakfast for all of our staff. They took care of us well.
Oh, we enjoyed our trip so much, and we got to see so many amazing places while we were down in the valley, one of which was this wonderful place called South Tex Organics. Biggest grower of grapefruit and citrus in Texas. Y'all take a look.
I started with 60 acres, converted that to organic and doing conventional farming at the same time. And then in '89 we had another one of those 100-year freezes, and so at that point I decided I'd be 100% organic, and now we've got probably in our program 600 plus acres. We grow a number of varieties of oranges. Early varieties are basically Hamlin, Mars, navels. We do pineapples, and Valencia oranges are our late season orange. And in grapefruit we're doing mostly Rio Reds, but we do have some Ruby Reds as well. And a variety, kind of an old heritage variety that we call the honey gold, that we sell primarily exclusive to one area because we don't have a lot of production. We do have Meyer lemons.
What's that big giant Texas-sized lemon?
That's a Ponderosa lemon, and you know, the story is you can make a meringue pie out of one lemon with one.
I believe it. It's big.
When the grapefruit industry first basically got started, it was all white grapefruit. Okay, so this is a variety that's, you know, literally decades, maybe even hundreds years old. Okay, so it all started with white grapefruit.
Common in Florida, especially, right?
Yes, most of it. That's where they began planting them. The Ruby Red was found. It was a natural mutation. There was one limb on one white grapefruit tree was producing a grapefruit that was pink in color, and so with that, that's how they began with, you know, the red of grapefruit.
Was that here in South Texas?
Yes, all the red varieties have been discovered in Texas. They went from white to a pink, and then they found the Ruby Red, which is, you know, a darker pink or a light red. So this is a Ruby Red here. This one here will be much lighter. It'll be more of a pink than a red grapefruit.
I think it's actually a little bit less acidic than the Rio.
It's so tart.
You know that when they're grapefruit, it's the size of a grapefruit, but that's living. Oh my gosh. Your dentist is cringing right now.
Right? It's amazing there. It's gorgeous.
Dennis is a wealth of knowledge. When people talk about, like, somebody wrote the book on Texas citrus,
he truly did.
Dennis literally helped write the book on Texas citrus.
Yes.
So he was nice enough to share this with us.
Then he gave us a really interesting lesson. I mean, who knew that there were so many different kinds of grapefruits out there? Did you know that the original grapefruit was white and it was called the white marsh? Yes, it was true. And then it evolved into this beautiful pink and red and ruby red, and now they're developing another one.
Which y'all aren't officially seen, but he included on that part of the page right there, called the Texas Red. If you can imagine what some sort of espionage film, but for grapefruit growers would be like, that they were blindfolded, driven around for miles, and then dropped off in the middle of one of the grapefruit orchards, and they got to experience this incredible new grapefruit, the Texas Red, which is going to be
and they haven't named it yet, so I gave them a great idea. I'd like them to call it the Amy grapefruit. So fingers crossed, that's going to work. Right.
Shocker.
Okay, so we're moving on to this beautiful...
Well, actually, we're going to sear the pork first. I want to get that seared.
Oh, okay, we're going to wait on that.
And then we can get it in the oven. Will you drizzle some of that avocado oil down?
Of course. Okay.
And that would be enough oil if y'all were going to sear 5 or 6 pork tenderloins.
Do you want some butter with that?
We'll just drop that down. It's going to caramelize really fast because that balsamic vinegar has a lot of sugar in it.
Right.
And we already did salt. The soy sauce had the salt in it. So once we get a sear about a minute or so on each side, we're going to remove it to a sheet tray, my favorite, foil and parchment, so we don't have to do any cleanup. That's then going to go into the oven at 375 degrees for about 16 to 22 minutes. depending on how you like it done. And we're going to talk about that after the break as well.
Great point.
Because it's really important that you not overcook your pork. You don't need to follow grandma's probe thermometer that said to cook your pork tenderloin to 180 degrees, which you might as well stop for some pork jerky at Buc-ee's. So it really, we want to stay away from that. Which I'm not knocking the pork jerky at Buc-ee's, because that's delicious stuff.
It's your favorite hangout.
Favorite hangout. If you'll do me a favor, if you will zest
This Ponderosa lemon. Like, I can hardly even hold this thing. It's so giant.
It's kind of what a, anyhow. It is almost all zest. So you're not buying this incredibly large lemon to make a bunch of lemon juice with. It's mainly about the zest, which is incredibly pungent. Like, as she's zesting it, you're seeing this plume of this mist.
It's amazing.
Of citrus. And I've got some chives and a little bit of mint. Mint goes really well with pork and with citrus as well. So
True.
We'll put that in. We'll add a little bit more citrus while we're at break, and then we'll take a look at that pork going in the oven.
This is smelling divine. Y'all stay with us. We're coming right back.